Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So I just wanted to talk about just a few things, so this ain't gonna be a really long video. Okay, what should I talk about first? Okay, let me talk about the love and marriage and the whole Martel, Mistress and whatnot. So shout out to Color Me Pink, because I seen that she put up a video talking about, the fact that Mr. Martel Holt's mistress, I believe her name is like Adrian or Adrian, some I think it's like Adrian or something, that she had allegedly sent screenshots to this blog or whatever, and it's screenshots pretty much of her talking to Melody, trying to tell Melody, look, I told you to get your husband. FaceTime screenshots of her on the phone with Martel, and how Martel was begging and pleading and how he had came over the one time and she was pregnant and, oh, you need to come and get your man, blah blah blah. This is my whole thing. Miss Adrian, I don't really know what you trying to prove here, because in those text messages you kept being like, oh, come get your husband, come get your husband. But if you keep accepting her husband, you was accepting her husband for 5 years. You did that. You played that role of, oh, you kept telling me you was going to get a divorce for 5 years. For 5 years? Sis, what they say, you played yourself. You played yourself, big girl. You played yourself. And Melody, I don't want to believe that she was really contacting you for such a long time and that you knew that it was this long. But I also feel like Melody is one of those people, like her and Martel are the same in the sense of they love an image. Like they really appreciate their image. But at the same time, now that it's all out, I could see once Melody has this baby, her just being like, man, F this shit. Which she should. And Martel, you gonna have the nerve. That's why I said in my review, you calling her a peasant. But was she a peasant? You was dealing with her all of these years? You knocking on her door begging? But again, little Miss Adrian, you don't get no tens, you don't get no scores, you don't get no likes or no sympathy around these parts. You was messing with a married man for 5 years. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Then, okay, I just finished watching the Love and Hip Hop New York super trailer. I have not watched Love and Hip Hop New York. It's been a long ass time. I haven't really watched any of the Love and Hip Hops in a few seasons, but New York in particular, it's been a very, very, very long time. And mostly because, I felt like out of all of them, New York was the fakest and all this other shit. But when I seen that they was bringing Chrissy back, then they pretty much are bringing everybody who was there from the beginning. The only people that's there that's kind of new, quote unquote, is like Remy, and that's kind of really it. And I can't think of what's the name's friend. Is it Jonathan? I think Jonathan. Outside of that, Chrissy's back with Jim. She says she's back in town to apologize. She says she want to apologize to Kimbella for, snatching that wig all them years ago. That is a classic reality TV moment. And then Kimbella, still pretty. Yes, classic. I rewatched, because VH1 been putting up little 30-minute clips of seasons and people's interactions, and looking back at it, Chrissy was dead ass wrong. At the time, I looked at it like Chrissy is defending her best friend, but at the same time, when you go back and look at it, Emily didn't even seem that pressed. Emily even said, well, you want to know what? It is what it is. This is exactly why I'm not with him no more. So yeah, I think she's gonna apologize, which she should. Hold on. Which she should apologize for. And then I guess, she still got her problem with Yandy. Now, I always, everybody knew, for the most part, Chrissy, her problem with Yandy wasn't even really a problem. It was just Chrissy was just so protective over Jim, and she was so possessive over Jim that she didn't want nobody around him, not even somebody that was his manager. It was just weird. It was just really weird as fuck. And when Yandy had quit, you know, being like his manager, I understood that 1,010% because Chris, you was doing team too much. So yeah, gonna deal with that. Gonna deal with Remy dealing with, you know, trying to balance her career. You know, people been asking a lot about Remy, you know, because Remy been said that she was gonna drop an album, but you know, she got pregnant, she had that baby, and it just seems like she's struggling, you know, just trying to figure out what her place is. Which, this is the thing, this is the funniest part about it. As much as, you know, because I've already seen, Remy already said, and I've already seen her multiple times, you know, in the past year alone, stick up for and defend Nicki. Nicki and Remy are very much alike in this situation because they're both at a certain spot. I mean, of course, Nicki is much bigger than Remy, but what I'm saying is they're both at a certain age, and there's certain things that, you know, they got to adjust within their career. Like Remy said, I can't be out here shaking my ass and all of this like all of the other girls are. And Nicki, you can do that, but at the same time, you are getting older, so you're going to want to kind of mature out of that. So I feel like those feelings that Remy is having, I feel like those are the feelings that Nicki is currently having. How do I transition? And people keep saying this, and I agree 1,010%. Nicki should not be competing. Not to make this about Nicki, but I just want to throw this in here fast. Fuck it, I'm gonna put Remy in too. These women should not be like, quote unquote, trying to compete with these rapping girls, but they need to start moving into their legacy phase, which is you still coming out with new music, but it's not necessarily trying to cater to a certain thing. I know people gotta make money, but at the end of the day, you gotta shift. Like, your career, Remy's is in that point, Nicki is in that point. You gotta kind of like transition. So I'm really excited to see Remy go through that. And then you know, Rich is back with another person, as he normally is. Fresher's on there. I can't think of the name by Fresher, but I know y'all know the song by Fresher. But fuck all of that. Let's get to the get down. Sin, Joe, and Tahiri. Alright, let me just put it out on the out front. I loved, and I'm gonna put ED because I didn't really follow her anymore. But when Joe and Tahiri was on this show, I was in love with Tahiri. And I really was in love with their relationship because it was just so messy, and they had been with each other for a long time, even before they got on the show. And so, you know, it was just like the perfect balance because Tahiri just wasn't here for Joe's shit, and Joe was always trying to get over on Tahiri, and she just wasn't with his shit at all. And, you know, he had proposed to her, and, you know, she had denied him, which I was really proud of her because it takes a lot to turn somebody down. You feel me? Especially like on national TV, like that takes a lot. But I fucked with Tahiri because I fucked with like how she wasn't about to let like Joe pretty much treat her no type of way. Now Tahiri is now back, and I know Mona did this shit on purpose, of course, because Sin and you know, Joe, they are no longer together. They broke up, whatever the case may be. And this is what I'm not understanding, and I won't say what I'm not understanding, but this is why, just looking at this trailer alone, why I'm going to continuously stand for Tahiri. Because Sin and Joe are no longer together, right? Okay. But Sin is getting in her bag because she hears that Tahiri and him might be messing around, possibly. I understand that's your baby father. I understand that y'all was together. But the point of the matter is, like you said in the park, you said you cheated on me. So why are you so pressed to be with him? But even if that's the case, when they showed the quick little blurb of her, Yandy, her, Erica, and Tahiri sitting there, Sin got all of this mouth. This is that. And that shows the immaturity of her. That shows that she's still like a child for real. And that was my main thing. My whole thing is nothing against Sin. I think Sin is a beautiful girl. You know, she's cute enough. You know, she's funny enough. But I never ever thought that her and Joe would last, simply because of the age difference. I am the exact age as Sin Santana, and Joe is, no lie, literally 1 year younger than my parents. Now granted, my parents had me at a young age, but when I just look at the stark differences, I can understand. I'm not trying to judge people who date somebody that's younger than them or older than them or whatever, but where you are at the age that me and her is at versus the age that Joe is at, that's two completely different mindsets. And it don't matter how many different ways you switch it or you turn it around. There's just certain things that is always going to be an issue, and that's just me being honest. That's why I never thought that Joe and Sin's relationship will work. I never thought, and that's not even to be negative. I just could never see it. And when I seen them, I didn't really watch last season, but I watched a couple episodes. It just seemed like, I don't know. Never mind. I ain't gonna even go there. But just certain things that I even seen on the show, it was just like, nah, this is not gonna fucking work out. And this is not just to only put it on, because I'm not even just putting it on Sin. Joe is immature as fuck. Even though he's damn near 40 years old, he's a child for real. But I'm telling love to say, Tahiri sat there while Sin was going off and was like, I am not interested in Joey in that way, period. And I really do believe Tahiri, I don't think that she wants Joe in that way. And to be quite honest, if Tahiri really, I can honestly say this, I really do believe that if Tahiri really wanted Joe, she could have had Joe a long time ago. So Sin, I think that you need to peep what's going on. Look at what Mona's doing. Mona wants this to happen. Are you serious? And you're literally falling for the bait. Grow the hell up. Woo. And then finally, because I have mixed feelings about this, so I want to talk about this whole situation with Beyonce and her whole dancer. So I'm gonna put the screenshot up right here. Okay, this I went to Darion Jordan, I believe that's his name, on Instagram. I went to his page today, and I seen that he was saying, like, you know, he had to go off real fast. And I go in the comments, and people are like, what's going on? And they're like, this place is posting something saying that Beyonce doesn't pay her dancers, and then some of her dancers liked it. Now, I don't know if this is true. If you are Beehive, please let me know. Now, some people in the comments were saying that Ashley Everett, if y'all don't know, Ashley Everett is her, you know, like the team captain dancer or whatever. She's been with Beyonce forever. She's the one that normally has like light skinned girl, red hair. She's the one who boyfriend had proposed to her during Single Ladies on the Run tour, which I really want to know if that's true. Somebody please tell me if Ashley Everett liked this post. But if y'all see the post, it's pretty much saying like how dancers don't get paid what they should, and you know, Beyonce, people like Beyonce, who's currently filming a video, only pays them, I think it said like $250 plus 20% agency per day or something like that. And they're like, oh, you know, why are you paying that when people pay $500 and you know, people are not standing up for themselves and blah 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 blah. And it's a picture of Beyonce. Okay. Also, let me say that Jaquel Knight, which is one of Beyonce's choreographers, along with Chris, Jesus help me out, Chris. I'm gonna think his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. If you Beehive, Chris, Jaquel Knight. Okay, these are her choreographers. Okay, people that help her with her dance and shit. Jaquel Knight went on his Instagram and he posted a couple screenshots, some stuff on his stories, pretty much saying to them like, don't try to come for my girl. She do what she can do. You feel me? We make sure that our people is more than taken care of. Blah 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 blah. Like, and if you want to say something, be direct. Don't be doing side shots. Like, just come straight at us if you want to come straight at us. Now, they said also, people were saying that some of her former dancers had liked, the post as well. This is how I feel about it. Number one, I feel I have mixed feelings. Number one, I feel like this. Beyonce, does she have the ability to probably pay her dancers a shitload of money? Or more than whatever the standard is? Sure, she does. Probably. But this is the thing. Number one, how do y'all know for a fact that this is what she pays everybody. Now, I know that the post was saying that it had to do with the music video that she was just now shooting, which, number one, that already shows me y'all intention, because everybody know how secretive Beyonce is, and y'all out here trying to put her business out here. But alright, whatever. A video that she's currently shooting, why is that necessary? But regardless, right, so you don't know what these dancers are going to be used for. Did you go to the audition? How do you know that these dancers won't just be, maybe in there in the video or in whatever it is, all of 5 to 10 fucking seconds? How do you know? Did you go? No. Did you do it yourself? No. Okay, grand, wonderful. My other point is, Beyonce, for the most part, has kept the same dancers with her for such a long time. Does she add people on? Of course she does. But for the most part, she has kept the same damn people. People like Ashley Everett, okay? People at one point in time like Dasha Polanco at one damn point in time. She pretty much keeps the same people with her. Again, if Ashley did like something saying that would thoroughly confuse me, because then, Ashley, you've been with Beyonce for a very, very, very long time. Why the fuck you didn't cut ties a long time ago if you felt like you wasn't getting paid what you should have been getting paid? Like, I don't get that. Like, I feel like for you to been with her this long and you still feel like that, if that's the case, why the fuck you didn't been say something? Or why would you continuously take because you're team captain now. You didn't start off that way, I'm pretty sure. Why would you continuously take these type of positions and stuff like that if you feel like you wasn't getting paid the right amount of money? That's just my opinion. Also, a lot of people have said a lot of stuff about Beyonce, but I've never heard nobody come out and say, as far as dancers are concerned, I've never heard anybody come out and say that she did not pay me correctly. I've never heard that. Also, people got to understand that just because Beyonce herself and her husband is worth $1 billion and stuff like that, and she definitely has her own money, she also has a budget from Columbia. Okay, because she's still, regardless of the situation, she's not underneath Roc Nation. She is still, she's still underneath somebody. She's still on a label. Now, I'm pretty sure the budget that they give her is probably out of this world. And I'm pretty sure she probably does at times come out of pocket to fund some of her own stuff. But at the same time, it's something called a damn budget. Okay? Something called a budget. Certain things got to get moved and switched around if we want to create this big elaborate thing that we call the Beyonce experience. So, that's all my things defending Beyonce. All of that to the side, I don't know nobody really knows unless you worked for her what the hell Beyonce pays her dancers. All I'm saying is that, could Beyonce probably afford to pay her dancers more than an average person? Yeah, probably. Should she? Yeah, probably. So I don't see there's nothing wrong with somebody having that stance at all. But again, I don't know what the hell the bitch does, and excuse my language, I don't know what the hell she gives and what she doesn't give. And I think that was shady as hell for y'all as the Dancers Alliance to fucking specifically point her out. So she's the only person around here with a whole lot of money. She the only person around here with a whole lot of money who don't pay nobody. Like I said, I've heard a lot of things about Beyonce, but I've never heard nobody say that she does not pay them. She can't sing, she can't dance, she always stealing somebody's work, she's doing this, she's doing that. But I've never heard somebody say that that they don't get paid by her. Never heard that. Never heard that. So that just confuses me. And yeah, art in general as a whole is not even really given its value, to be quite honest. Dancers almost never make what it is that they're supposed to. Oh, finally, my last point that I wanted to make is that what you gotta also understand, Dancers Alliance, which I'm pretty sure y'all should, is that being associated with Beyonce alone comes with something we like to call social capital, okay? Even if you don't get paid at the highest top dollar that you probably could ever get paid, the difference between what you get paid and what the technically potential value that you have in the future simply because you were connected to her. Do you know how many opportunities I'm pretty sure a lot of these dancers got simply because they have worked with her before? I've seen Ashley on multiple people's tours, not just Beyonce's. She's been on a lot of people's tours. You being connected to her alone in any type of way, saying that you work with her, automatically opens a big ass gate, opens like it just waterfall of opportunities for you. So take that with a grain of salt. Other than that, y'all, I'm tired. My throat hurt. I want to watch Handmaid's Tale.